Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of 5 Minutes with MentalUP, where we discuss the future of education. Today, our guest is Lisa Love. She is the co-founder of Tanoshi Kids. Thank you for being with us today, Lisa.
Thank you for having me.
Lisa has a very unique and precious purpose, providing an equitable digital education for all. So it's very impressive, but it also sounds challenging, especially in this pandemic period where families are having hard times to financially stable themselves. So my first question is going to be, obviously, how can it be possible? How can you provide equitable digital education for all children? What are the steps you have taken so far?
So, good question. So when COVID-19 first hit this past March, 16 million K through 12 students didn't have a computer or internet access. 800 million students worldwide. So there are really two issues. The first is kids not having a computer, and then the second is kids not having internet access. We developed a computer specifically for kids between the ages of 6 and 12. That's affordable. It's under $200, where kids can do their homework, they can research, they can write papers. We've preloaded apps, kids coding apps, so they can learn to code, and internet access is not required. And so what lies ahead? Well, we're launching our Tanoshi Scholar this fall with even more educational content preloaded. So we're real excited about that.
That sounds terrific.
It's been a couple of years or so in the making as far as Scholar. So we're real excited to launch finally.
So I think you and I would both agree if I say 2020 was crazy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. A nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm wondering, what is one of the most important things you learned about digital education during this pandemic?
What COVID really did was it exposed the importance and the need for all kids to have a computer. There's always been this inequities in our education system. There's been this divide between the haves and the have-nots. Back in the day, what if you didn't have a textbook? You'd get further and further behind, right? So now it's a digital divide where kids do not have a computer or Wi-Fi. So by now, I'm hoping that due to COVID, we've all learned how important it is for kids to have a computer at home where they can do their homework, learn to code, research, communicate with their peers, communicate with the teachers, all of those things that they're doing right now during COVID.
Right, right. So could you perhaps give us an example of how a child's life could develop if he or she gets an equally good digital education with everyone else? And I'm both asking the impact on the child's life, but I'm also asking the impact on society.
We give free kids coding workshops. We've done these workshops in lower income areas, such as in East Oakland. And before each workshop, we ask the students, who here has coded? Mm-hmm. And no one or very few people in a class of, say, 25 students have raised their hands. And so when they start their projects, their coding projects, they have so much fun and they love it. They really enjoy coding and they want more. And I know some of those kids can do big things when they get older if they continue. It's a matter of exposing all kids to coding at an early age and giving them the opportunity. So the impact on society that they would have, I'm sure they would do just absolutely wonderful things for the US and the world if they're given the chance and if they have that exposure.
That's perfect. Is there anything you would like to add?
Right now, we have a Gofundme campaign that we're running, and it's really to get everyone involved. Definitely, we're hearing corporations and nonprofit organizations trying to help out, even, city on the local level, folks are trying to help out so that every kid has a computer. But we said, why don't we get everyone involved? To date, we've raised over, $12,000, and that money is going to go directly towards giving computers to those kids in need. So if you want to check us out, you can find us at www.TanoshiKidsComputers.com and just check us out, see what we're doing, donate if you can. Let's do this together.
Thank you, Lisa, for being with us today. That was very informative. And thank you, everyone who watched us. Wait for our next episode. And in the meantime, don't forget to follow our social media accounts.